Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. This is your Wednesday reading. My name is Holly. I am a psychic medium and an energy reader. That's how I function. I use cards and oracle decks, tarot and oracle decks, as a starting point to listen to the voice of spirit. So thank you for being here. I got that spiel out of the way fast, huh? Okay. So I always like to start with the vibe of the day. And if we could also take just a second or two to wish everyone well in the community. There are a lot of people going through a lot of issues right now, and you don't even have to know what they are or who they are, just asking for grace and peace upon their lives. Okay, so when I ask for the vibe today, roses, my big rose mug, my big enormous giant rose mug. And I love this. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's beautiful. Roses are, and in crossing work for me, have always been, and as directed by Spirit. When the first time I used it, I felt like an idiot, and then I realized it worked. But it does help to facilitate love, peace, kindness. All of the symbolism around roses, it's there for a reason, you know. So anyway, the message for the collective, for Wednesday is that you are coming into your own and you are coming into your strength. Okay, so you are coming into your own. You are coming into your strength. Make sure you understand that and what that means for you in your life. That could be in any area of your life. It could be in self-love and self-care. It could be romance. It could be work. For some of you, it will be more than one, because when one is affected by this coming into your own strength and coming into your own wellness, all areas are affected and impacted in a positive way. Okay, thank you, Spirit. And they're also saying that I need to make sure and communicate that you are not at the mercy of other people's thoughts about you. You are not at the mercy of other people's actions. You take control and take the lead. Ask Spirit and ask your spirit teams for help. And I'm talking about in your personal life. For those in America, for those even not in America, if you understand the plight, this is going to affect everyone, unfortunately. Congress.org, O-R-G. It is a list of all of the representatives in Washington at the congressional level with their phone numbers and addresses. Just putting that out there. Okay. All right. So anyway, let me get a little sip of my coffee here. But yes, you are coming into your own and you are finding your strength. So what I decided to do to get started with the actual reading, I pulled the Energy and Spirit Oracle because that's what I was drawn to. And that's a Sandra Ann Taylor deck. I really enjoy her decks so much. Well, anyway, I wanted to pull a card right off the bat because I wanted to find out what was the message for the collective based on this vibe coming in. Okay, so I pulled some cards ahead of time, and I'm going to show them to you now. First of all, this is the back of the deck. Isn't that just gorgeous? All right. Inactivity, isolation. Card 11. We started out with the card 11 yesterday. So card 11, emotional desert. And what I heard was, if you feel like you have been in an emotional desert, if you feel like you are being rejected or isolated and you don't understand why, it has nothing to do with you, and it has everything to do with the other individuals or group involved. Insecurity and pettiness is what I'm hearing. So what I want you to do is remember, even in the desert, things do live and survive. Okay? Thank you, little baby. All right. And so it feels like you're in an emotional desert right now, but your strength and sensitivity, tapping the forces within. And an anvil is no surprise. Everything ties together from the beginning of the week to the end of the week. It all ties together at some point. And so this sense of emotional desert, isolation, it's okay. You be you. And what you thought was a weakness is actually a strength. Okay? Your independence and your strength is a powerhouse strength. It's not just a strength. It's a powerhouse strength. Think about what you have survived and what you have come through. You've done that. You've done that. Now, the anvil, I keep getting that Excalibur sword again. So when you find your strength, that is and it could be through your sense of sensitivity, either your sensitivity as a sensitive or your sensitivity in terms of your empathy and your love of humanity. And your humanity is not to be discounted and discredited. That came through very clearly yesterday, just when I was sitting with Spirit and communicating. And humanity within the individual, when that is tapped into, is one of the most important tools in the toolbox for humans. It really is. Okay, so how do you get in touch with all of that? Through the elementals and through nature, spirits, and the 4 elements. Remember that card 12, added together, that's a 3, and 3 is a tripod, a very mystical number, and it can support. It can support the weight of the burden that someone is carrying. Look to nature to support the weight of the burden you are carrying. Look to nature for healing, and it's up to us to protect nature as well. And the last one, I haven't ever seen this card in this deck before, so it's interesting. This was a new one. Vision, intuition, receptivity. Card 25, which added together is a 7. Again, another mystical number. Oh, and the strength and sensitivity card is number 3. So we had card 11, and in numerology, you don't distill that one down. Card 3, card 12, which becomes a 3, and card 25, which becomes a 7. So these are all very telling. And if you have an 11 life path, it's a difficult one. It's a really difficult one. And so you're moving from that strength or that emotional sense of isolation into utilizing your sensitivity as your strength and moving into a much higher personal and spiritual calling. And I know that amounts to you being happy, but when you are happy in your own life, that is when you feel your strongest. There's a white feather above that anvil too. Look to nature. And then we end with the goddess of dreams. And what I immediately heard with this is that it is going to be a spiritual awakening. This is going to translate to a spiritual awakening. Okay, so if you are at the cusp of a new learning, understanding, a new way of being, this is your personal wake-up call and awakening. It also, I got, was that there's going to be someone in the collective, or more than one. This is a general reading, please understand that. There's going to be, I just heard the words call to action, but it's going to happen through your dream state. So if you are astrally traveling in your dreams, you are in fact doing real work. Goddess of Dreams also means that someone in the collective or a group in the collective will receive information in dreams. Don't discount your dreams. Sometimes it's the busy brain working stuff out during the day. Sometimes it's you receiving that download that we talked about in yesterday's reading. Okay? It's when we are at our most vulnerable in all reality, and that's when spirit can seep in. That's also when other influences can come in. So if something makes you uncomfortable, stop and think about where is this coming from and why. And our own busy brain works stuff out, works out our own fears and insecurities. When I looked at this, I also saw in this, which is a heart light, heart chakra, but it's also a gateway, I saw crystals, 2 big crystal pillars. I feel like there is help on the way that is divinely inspired and possibly otherworldly. So be aware of that as well. Welcome and embrace it. Okay. All right. So that's that. That was a lot. Took a long time. All right. If someone is having trouble with their eyes, don't worry. I feel your pain. I get it. Because I have a lazy eye. And so sometimes, even though I'm looking straight at the camera, it looks like looking everywhere else. So that, and it is what it is. Okay, this is still part of a message. I'm hearing Spirit say, tap into your true vision. See things clearly and for what they really are. Tap into your spiritual vision, and the physical vision will not create illusion. That's a pretty esoteric message. Okay. Yeah, so when you see things through the eyes of Spirit and your spiritual knowing and your sacred self, what I would call the higher self, that little piece of you that's still on the other side, because that is real. I'm not going to get into it all. This isn't a class. But when you look through those eyes, the eyes of your spiritual knowing, the physical eyes that get wrapped up in the emotion of what we're seeing, can sometimes cause us issues and problems. Because sometimes we like to delude ourselves into thinking things are more than what they are. And I feel like that's a message for someone about people in your life. Not just people, someone in particular. I feel like someone is... Okay, they want me not to go there right now. Someone's not ready to hear this. Okay. All right. So let's look at the Light Seers Tarot. This is the pocket version. It comes in a cool little tin that I just adore. So what is the message? Okay, that was a sloppy shuffle, and I just dropped a deck. Or I just dropped half the deck. Although, because they all kind of came out, except for one, came out, actually more than that. Good Lord, what is going on here? I'm supposed to take these three. Okay, three came out completely together, face up. The big chunk that also fell out was face down, so I'm not supposed to take those. So we've got, this is a quick separate reading, then we'll get on to another reading. Two of Wands. Someone is watching you. And they are waiting to see what's going to happen. And it takes two forms. One, someone is watching because they feel kind of forlorn and left out. And then someone is watching because they're waiting for you to fall. Well, they can just keep on waiting, can't they? So, we all have good days and bad days. But there's enough for everyone. Don't worry about who's watching. And don't worry about this card. You take care of yourself. I think it's the worry that has caused a large percentage of this collective to let themselves fall into disrepair. Like you would a house. Treat your body like a house. Take care of your home. It will take care of you. It will protect you from the elements. Okay? Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes I think my house is built on chocolate cake. It's not healthy. All right. And then we have the Five of Swords. So someone's all up in their head. I'm hearing some of you were, but you're not anymore. You're gaining clarity. Good for you. This person who is observing doesn't know what to do. Ace of Wands is the last card that came out. This is the Ace of Fire. Intuition. Someone's third eye is getting ready to open wide up. A couple of meanings here. Yeah. All right, so a couple of meanings here. Whomever is the watcher, who's all up in their head, is about to have an awakening Goes back to that awakening from a minute ago. Someone is about to have awakening. They're going to see with spiritual clarity, and they're going to realize they've been played for a fool. Not by you, by someone else trying to say things about you. Well, how'd it do? Isn't that interesting? So don't do anything. You just sit back and be you. You keep living your life. Don't worry about all that. That's for them to figure out. Now, for the people in the collective, is there a message for the people in the collective? If there's someone who's watching who's not what I consider part of the collective, then that's... Sorry. You're in for a rough road. But the ones that I consider in the collective, the ones in the community, the ones who look out for each other, the ones who want the best for each other, that is what I call the community. For you guys, it's this last card for you. This seeing clearly. The spiritual clarity is still coming through. It's still coming through. You are going to, and what I'm hearing is you are going to know what to do, when to do it, and in what order. There's going to be a series of steps or events that take place. Man, these messages, and I'm talking really fast because things are coming in really fast. So some of you will take part of this, some of you will take all of it, it can't. Some of you will be able to resonate with pieces of this. So if you hear something, you're like, ooh, ding, got it. Okay, that's yours. So don't try to make it fit if it doesn't. Some of you are going to know people that this will fit. All right, so these came out on the side when I was just shuffling, just now talking. We've got the World. We've got the Seven of Wands. Okay, and notice 2 circles, 2 bubbles. Seven of Pentacles. Again, card 21, added together, it's a 3. 7 and 7. So again, we have 3 and 7 coming up repeatedly. The numbers 3 and 7. This is the 2 of Pentacles. Technically, 11 becomes a 2, but you don't distill down 11 in numerology as the numerology I know. So, but 2. You are getting ready to thrive because, again, in this deck, this card is not, it's not even making a decision. It's not juggling. It's not any of those things. She is dancing. She is dancing because she knows she can handle it all and be fine. And she doesn't have to share a decision. She is dancing for herself. That's a powerful individual. Coming full circle. Staying in your space above it all is what will save you. Because you are planting seeds that are going to come to fruition. And no one has to know what seeds you're planting. All right, so that's another part of it for someone. And I feel like that's more the collective. Okay. All right, so let's see what we've got. Well, they don't want me to use this one. Okay, well, I guess that was it for that one. Let's look at, I am drawn to the Unfolding Path Tarot. This has a very gentle, loving energy. And again, we're going back to that flower motif. Okay. Speaking of which, hang on a minute. So good. All right. It opened immediately when I was getting ready to shuffle. King of Swords. I feel like this is the world and the land of air. Huh. Okay. That's just an aside. I'm asking Spirit for help to understand why that card was significant all on its own. And what I'm hearing is, if you feel it, if you hear it, if you see it through your spiritual eyes of knowing, trust it to be true. I think we question ourselves too much. If you notice something, pay attention to it. It's not your imagination, and you're not making things up. Okay, they want me to stop right here. Why? Take this one on top. Huh. Tower. Things are about to change. What do you want me to do with this deck now? Yeah. They said, look at the next one. Death. The Tower and Death. Put the deck back together. Look at the bottom. 8 of Cups. Someone's getting ready to put on a hat and jacket and walk away. I feel like from a situation. This doesn't mean a breakup or anything like that, or walking away from a person. This is walking away from a situation that doesn't serve you any longer. Huh. Magician and the Queen of Wands. Someone's finding their fire. Where's this coming from? My voice is fine. There's someone who is harboring a great deal of anger towards someone. Because I'm asking Spirit to help me to understand. Your body is your biggest psychic tool. I've said that in every class I've ever taught. Your body is your biggest psychic tool. When anomalous, weird things like that happen, pay attention to it. What is it telling you? So I'm asking Spirit, help me to understand what that means in this reading, which is a general reading for the collective. So take what resonates and leave the rest. This particular reading, it was related to this reading, and I can still feel a gravel there. If someone is trying to manipulate your energy, they are starting to feel and sense the jig is up. Not cool. No one ever has the right to manipulate someone else's energy or feel like they own someone else, or they can use someone else for their own purposes. That is about as felonious as you can get on any level. Let's look at these again. There's going to be another card that's going to be from this deck. I can feel it. Tower. Death. Eight of Cups. Magician. Queen of Wands. And now I feel almost like a burning. I'm fine. This is just part of it. I'm good. But I feel like, and I can feel pain right here, or discomfort, pressure, stuff up and down the GI tract. And I've been having a lot of issues with that lately. Like for the last almost year, or at least 6 to 8 months. Interesting. And what I'm seeing in my mind is like yellow stomach bile. Someone is no longer going to be able to control you. This could be a collective message, collective in general. Fear is a good way to manipulate and control. Once you step out of that fear cycle, you can see and look at things with clarity and put them in their place. And not a person, but a thing, a situation. You can encapsulate it and say, oh, I know what that is now. There it goes. So this one is for if you've been having trouble with digestion, and the gut is called the second brain. So you want to take care of gut health in any way you can find to do it. If you are finding, if there's something if there's something you can't stomach, if you feel like you haven't been able to filter or process out negativity, they're showing me a wall. So it's sort of like if you took a wall that was, let's say you moved into a house that was 100 years old, and you painted a wall, and then you realized, oh, there's wallpaper there, and then you start peeling away the layers. There might be 80 layers. There could be 50 layers. There could be 20. There might only be 2. But there are going to be multiple layers. There's going to be more than that in a 100-year-old house. There's going to be multiple layers. Now my palm is itching. Someone is owed something. Someone owes you something. That's for someone out there. Because now it stopped. Okay. When you start peeling back the layers, because I'm asking Spirit, okay, so this wall with the paint and the wallpaper, what do I do with it? It's going all the way back. They're showing me the 1940s, like 1940s wallpaper, and they're showing me Victorian era wallpaper, which was actually had a lot of carcinogenics in it. When you are surrounded by negativity that you feel like you can't process out, this is the connection to the wall. Now it's itching again. Something is connected here, and I'm not sure what. Start using your discernment to understand, okay? So when you're surrounded by that much negativity, it's like that wall. You have no idea what's underneath there. There could be black mold or lead. You never know. And you won't know until you start cleaning it out and getting rid of it and acknowledging that it could be there. And then you find out that it is there. It's the same way. If you are so surrounded by negativity all the time, you become so weak that you can't see with your spiritual clarity, and even your literal clarity is clouded. This is a huge message today, man. But what I'm seeing in this particular reading and in this spread is it's the end of it. As soon as you start stripping away the layers, the tower starts to fall, and there is massive change. You are walking away from what doesn't serve you, and it's felt. And it scares people because they realize that their energetic food source is gone. Because you are about to light it up. You are about to come into your own, and you are about to set the world on fire. Not literally, energetically, because you are that powerful. Think about what it is that you want in your life. Think about what it is that you need in your life. Sometimes those are different things. I told you there'd be another card. I was getting ready to shuffle, and they said, no, just flip the deck over and take this one. Okay. We have a Knight of Cups. A Knight of Cups can sometimes be a fly-by-night kind of romance. However, this is screaming in my ear, new beginning. You are about to embark on a true and heartfelt, hand on the heart, love affair with either yourself, it could be with someone else, it could be in a situation, but this hand on heart, new beginning of emotions, you are about to live your best life because you are going to take control, and you are going to start sending out the ripple that you want to come back into your life. And all the health problems are because someone else was tapping into you. Well, they need to stop that. And as soon as I said that, I heard, open up the deck to the middle. Here's the card we got. The Four of Pentacles. Yeah. This is someone who has a lack mentality, Okay, so let's see if we can pin this down, and if you get a good sense of who this is, instinctively you should know if this is your reading. Someone has a lack mentality, is afraid of change, is afraid to step out of their box, of mindset, whatever, is convinced they can't do something, so they want to feed off others who do. And they want to claim, this is a big one, they want to claim success for other people. Or they're trying to claim their successes as their own. That could be more like it. I think that's more like it. Someone is holding on with a death grip to the last vestiges of an old way. And it's not serving them, it's not serving you. Someone who's been taking you for a meal ticket. You could take that literally or figuratively. The Hierophant. Yeah, you are about ready to step into your spiritual awareness and knowing. And there's not going to be any stopping you when that happens. This was a good reading. Pretty powerful one, and there were a lot of messages coming through. It's been that way this week, and I think part of last week there's been a lot of rapid fire messages coming in. So I have no idea what to call this, but it's clear. There were a lot of, this is a general reading, but there were a lot of messages coming through based on different, whatever people needed to hear. So there's going to be a lot of different messages for a lot of different groups of people. And so just, I really seriously doubt there's any way all of this could apply to any one person. But possibly. And remember, this could be in any area of your life. All right. I am wishing you well. Take care. And I am getting ready to get on with a very busy day. I am recording this the day before, as I usually do, so that I can upload this super early in the morning. And but this is definitely a Wednesday reading because I can feel it and I can see the word. I always put myself in the mindset of what would be for that day. So this is definitely a Wednesday reading, even though I'm recording it on a Tuesday before. So be well, take care, and trust your intuition. Okay? All right, everyone, sending you love, and thank you for your support. Thank you for your kind messages. If so inclined, like and subscribe the video, but if you don't want to, that's up to you. It would help the channel. I'm trying to keep it going. As I plan to. I mean, I feel like we need each other right now. And we need to get the word out that you're strong enough to do things on your own. Okay? All right, sending you love. We'll talk later.